listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
It's Oh Behave with Arden Moore, the show that teaches you how to have harmony in the household with your pets. Join Arden as she travels coast to coast to help millions better understand why cats and dogs do what they do. Get the latest scoop on famous faces, their perfectly pampered pets, and who's walking who in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails. Garner great pet tips and have a doggone fur-flying fun time. So get ready for the pause and applause as we unleash your Oh Behave host, America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore.
Welcome to the Oh Behave show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. In honor of February being Cat Appreciation Month, we have a guest who is a true champion for felines. She's a small-town girl with 100 proof talent. She sings about being tough. And, yep, she's been known to wear red high heels. Okay, listeners, have I given you enough clues? That's right, our special guest is country singer and songwriting sensation, Kellie Pickler. Welcome to the show, Kellie. Big paws up.
What a great introduction. Thank you so much. Thank you for
I was listening to your songs. You have some good songs. I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Kellie, folks, is going to be here to foster cat pride for cats all over the country, and she has found a perfect way to create kitty couture, and it's going to benefit the ASPCA and much more. We're going to learn about Kellie. We have to take a quick commercial break. Everybody sit and stay. We'll be right back.
Time for a pause. 4 furry ones, actually. Sit and stay. Oh Behave will be right back.
It's DesignerPetSweaters.com. Hand-knitted designer sweaters for your precious pup or cool cat. Beautiful couture patterns for your pets, including custom-knitted formal wear, casual wear, yachting, and even sports-themed. Many designer pet sweaters include feathered tammy hats, top hats, and a lot of sparkle. Each sweater includes leg loops, front paw sleeves, and leash opening. Visit DesignerPetSweaters.com to order your 4-legged fashions today. Your pets will stay warm for the winter and be runway ready. Large or small, we fit them all. DesignerPetSweaters.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com. Oh Behave is back with more tail-wagging ways to achieve harmony in the household with your pets. Now back to your fetching host, America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore.
Welcome back to the Oh Behave show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. Kellie Pickler is our special guest. Yes, the Kellie Pickler. You know, Kellie, your life is really blasted off. I know you used to work at the Sonic fast food place a long time ago, but you get an Idol, you finish 6th, and boom, there goes your career up in the upper stratosphere. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I got in line for American Idol, I guess it's been 6 years ago, and my life has just been a whirlwind ever since, but that's a good thing. I love what I do, and I'm so blessed to be able to do what I love.
Well, that's very important. You know, this is the first time I've ever been able to say this. You've been on The Ellen Show and The View, and now you're on the Oh Behave show. I've actually always wanted to say those 3 shows in one sentence, and now, thanks to Kellie, you're making that possible.
There you have it.
But you're here today. You do a lot of things for both the 2, 3, and 4-leggers in our lives. You're involved with a lot of charities. We're going to talk a little bit later about your USO tours, if that's cool with you. But you know what? We got to talk about upping the rep for cats. You know, cats are cool to you. I got a couple of cats. I've written like 12 books on cats.
Yeah.
I think cats are pretty amazing beings, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. And I don't know if you know this or not, or if the listeners do, but February is actually Cat Appreciation Month. And so I've partnered up with Fresh Step, and we've designed this really, really cute sweater. You can go to Fresh Step's Facebook page to get all the details on how you could purchase one of these cat sweaters. I'm actually wearing it right now, and I love it. All of the proceeds, 100% of the proceeds from selling these cat sweaters will go to the ASPCA to help cats. And I love that because there's not a lot of organizations that, donate every single penny that is sent in. So I want you to know that every dime will be donated to the ASPCA. and go to their Facebook page, Fresh Steps Facebook page, and you can get all the details.
Yeah, and I guess the sweater is, what, $35?
Yes.
That's a bargain. I mean, all right, we got to tell them, this isn't some kind of kiddie shirt that you're only going to wear when you're going to bed. Tell them how fashionable it is, and I guess the designer...
I just wore mine on with you. I love it, and it's a very light, thin weight material, so you're not going to get hot. But I got to try in two of my favorite things, and that's cats and banjos. I love country music. Like I said, I'm really excited, and I do want to share with the listeners that if you are not able to purchase one of these cat sweaters, you can still help out in a major way just by going to Fresh Steps Facebook page and uploading a photo of yourself wearing your cat paraphernalia, whether it's a cat hat or a shirt with a cat on it or pajama pants with a cat on it or socks, whatever you got that has cats on it. If you upload your photo of you wearing your cat attire to Fresh Steps Facebook page, they will match it. $1 for every photo that's uploaded will be donated to the ASPCA. So that's another fun way you can get involved, and it doesn't cost anything but just a couple minutes of your time.
I think that's a pretty nice homework assignment from a singer sensation.
That's your homework from Ms. Pickler, and you better do that or you're not going to pass.
Well, I just got onto the page and I hit the like, so I'm going to take a picture of me with my kitties, Ziki and Murphy, and wearing some fashionable outfit. So we'll get everybody.
If you have cats, then that's even better. Put your cat shirt on and hold your cat and take a picture and put it on there, and $1 still will be donated.
That's awesome. That's great. And you've got your new album out, 100 Proof. That's where I put that little thing in the beginning. I love it. I've been listening to some of the songs. You actually wrote, 6 of them?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. And I am so excited about this record. I've never been more pumped or fired up about anything I've ever, done. And I love this album. I'm so proud of it. I got to work with Frank Liddell and Luke Woot, and they co-produced the record. And it's my life. My life is a country song, and so we just put it in the form of lyrics, and it's on the record.
Well, let's talk about that. One of the songs that I know was probably a tough one to write, but really came from the heart was called Tough, and it's about you growing up with your daddy in North Carolina.
Yeah, tough for me, I think when people hear that song, or the word tough in particular, when you hear the word tough, you automatically think physical tough, strong physically. This song is about being emotionally and mentally tough and how, we all hit those speed bumps in the road and whatnot, and you just have to get up and dust your pants off and keep going. So that's really what the song Tough is about for me when I sing it. But the great thing about music and the great thing about country music is you can listen to a song and you can put your own story in there. You might relate to it in a different way. There's a song on the record that I wrote with my husband called Mother's Day, and we wrote it on Mother's Day, and it's a very, very special song. I had no intentions of recording it, let alone putting it on an album and putting it out there in the world. When I wrote it, I just was trying to find closure that day. I didn't realize that it was written in a universal way where you can put your own story in with that song, whether it's the fact that your mother's not in your life because she doesn't want to be, or maybe she's unfortunately passed away, and so you spend Mother's Day alone. And, it's a really sweet song, and it ends in hope.
My mom actually passed away on Mother's Day many years ago, and when I heard your song, you kind of gave me a little bit of a smile, and I kind of kissed upward to my mom up in the clouds. Yeah, your words give us a lot of ability to, I don't know what you think. We tweet, we do all this stuff, but you know what? It goes back to the basics, and it's called compassion, and you seem to know how to do that with your songs and with your lyrics.
Thank you so much for saying that, starters. And I grew up listening to country music, and, like I said earlier, my life is a country song. I don't have to make up anything. I don't have to pull anything out of thin air. I just write about what's going on at that moment in my life, whether it's good or bad. And I think just getting it out on paper is so healing and therapeutic and whatnot. And that's one thing I love about country music is it does have the power to heal.
Yes, I agree. Now, let's talk a little bit about your kitty Pickles, because I know you were in a pickle of a decision. You've got this wonderful husband, Kyle, but you
he's
are,
my
like
best
many
friend.
people, and congratulations. I know it's been a year now.
Thank you.
But like many people who are responsible pet owners, sometimes things happen that you can't control. And so you had Pickles before you had Kyle, but
I did.
Kyle's allergy got to the point where it wasn't good. So talk to us about, guide it with some of our listeners who may need to be a matchmaker and find a new home for their pet if circumstances are beyond their control.
Well, like you said, I mean, that's a situation that you have no control over. I mean, Kyle and I, we can't help that he's allergic to cats, and he's allergic to about everything, honestly. His mom is allergic to air. But I mean, those are things that are out of your control and whatnot. But if you do have an animal that, whether it's a cat or any type of animal that you might need to find a home, I really encourage people to try to find someone that they're close to, that they know for a fact that it is a good, safe home for them. And I mean, the last thing you want to do is have to send them somewhere to be, the worst. But I was very fortunate to have very close people back home in North Carolina and family and whatnot to take Pickles in. And, that was the best case scenario.
Oh, great.
I encourage you to try to take your time and find a safe, good, loving home for your animal and not just give them to anybody. My husband and I take in strays all the time until we find homes for them, and we do a pretty big background check on the people that we hand those pets over to, because you just never know,
Right.
You never know. And I think it's important that you do try to find out as much as you can about the place that you're going to send your animal to. And for my case with Pickles, he's in a really great, happy environment out in the country, and he ain't complaining.
So was it a friend or a family that ended up adopting Pickles?
Well, the thing about it is, to me, my friends are my family. So
Okay.
But it is back in North Carolina. So close friends/family.
Okay. And what's Pickles' personality like? I love your names for your pets, by the way. If I adopt a new pet, I'm calling you because you come up with the coolest names for your pets. How did you come up with the name Pickles? Maybe a play on your last name, I'm thinking?
Yeah, well, when I first moved to Nashville after American Idol, the first thing I did was go to the shelter and I adopted him.
Really? Most people, when they finish in the top finals of American Idol, are probably going to some exotic island or doing something. You went to a shelter and got a cat, Pickles?
Oh, yeah, that's where when I first moved to Nashville, and I didn't have any friends. I didn't have any family or anybody there. I mean, all I had was myself and my suitcase, and I was lonely. And cats are so great in so many ways. They're so sweet, and they're very independent, which is really great for someone that, might be gone for a couple hours, and cats can take care of themselves and bathe themselves, and they're cuddle bugs, and Pickles was so affectionate, and anytime anyone would come over, he is like in their lap, kissing on their face, and he was just so sweet-natured, especially to come from a shelter. So, but I got him at a young enough age that hopefully he doesn't remember any of those hard times.
He knows he's doing well, and you were starting to say something that was a play on words with your name, because you've been called many nicknames. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Well, growing up with the last name Pickler, of course, the number one thing I got called was Pickles and Pickle. And so when I adopted the little orange tabby cat, I named him Pickles, and I thought it was cute, and I don't know, just fun. I wouldn't name my kid Pickles, but who knows? I've been called worse than Pickles, so I'll take that.
All your future children are probably doing a sigh of relief right now, going, thank you, thank you. But now, your little furry family, though, you've got some cool names. We're talking about, you got Moo Moo?
Moo Moo is a Chihuahua, and I got him when I was on the road in Portland, Oregon. He is black and white spotted like a little cow, and so I just named Moo Moo. And then I have Pixie, which I adopted in Arkansas, and she's a Chinese crested, and she actually thinks she's a cat. It's really wild because she has more cat-like tendencies than she does dog. She jumps up on the countertop. You cannot leave anything sitting on the countertop because she can jump up there like a cat and get it. A whole plate of pancakes 2 mornings ago. My husband and I were having breakfast, and we walked out of the room, and she was jumped up on the countertop and ate all of our food and jumped back down. And she climbs up in the windowsills, and like a cat, she walks on the back of the couch. She thinks she's a cat. But she's pixie and she's crazy, but we love her. She has the best little personality. And then we have
you got another one, Maddie.
Maddie, yeah, we adopted from Minnesota. She was from a shelter there, and she was already named. And she was 2 when we got her, so we kept her name as Maddie because that's what they called her at the shelter, and we didn't want to confuse her. And we like Maddie.
Yeah, and Maddie is a pit bull lab mix?
Yes, ma'am.
You know what? I've had Rachel Ray on my show, and I am a big fan of pit bulls. I told her my nickname for pit bulls, I call them meaty cheeks. Because if you think when they do that grin, they got the meaty cheeks. Does Maddie have the meaty cheek grin?
Yeah. Oh, she does. But she's a pretty good mixture of both the lab and the pit. And we actually had a pit bull that we took in a couple months back that was, when we got him, he had a severe snake bite and got bit by a copperhead. And he was swollen pretty bad and a broken pelvis and whatnot. And we took him to the vet, of course, and got him the best treatment that we could to, help with the snake bite. And we kept him for a while until we found a great home for him. Actually, a retired sergeant from the military. So he's in a good place. And I love pit bulls. I do too. I hate that there's such a stereotype about them.
I think you need to do a song about them, Kelly.
I know. It's really wild. I think it's not the dog, it's the people that they're around.
Right.
They always say that your animals do reflect the owner, the master, that they do reflect that person. My animals are crazy, so I must be crazy.
Crazy in a fun way, though, right?
Yes, I'm the good kind of crazy.
We're speaking with Kellie Pickler. She has got a new album out. It's called 100 Proof. She's also helping cats all over the planet. She's got this awesome cat sweater, and 100%, not 10%, 100% of all the proceeds, every single penny is going to benefit the ASPCA. You just got to go to facebook.com/Fresh Step, as in the Fresh Step litter. We're going to talk a little bit more with Kellie. We got to take a quick commercial break. So everybody sit and stay. We'll be right back.
Oh, I love that. Sit and stay.
Time for a walk on the red carpet, of course. Oh Behave will be back in a flash right after these messages.
I Love My Pets, the new single by Mark Winter, available in iTunes.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Hi, this is Jen Davis, the creator of Garfield, urging you to listen to the Oh Behave Show with Arden Moore on Pet Life Radio.
Oh, yeah? We'll see about that.
We're back from the lot. Just checked the paper and we had a record showing at the box. The letterbox, that is. Now back to Oh Behave. Here's Arden.
Welcome back to the Oh Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. I am delighted that we have Kellie Pickler here. Hey, Kellie, I told a lot of my friends, I tell them when we've had Betty White on and Jennifer Aniston. Betty White got a lot of whoop, whoop, whoop. But every single person I've talked to, even people I didn't even know like country music, were like, you're kidding! You're getting Kellie? So your stock is rising, girl. Your stock is rising.
Well, tell them all I said hello. Pickler says hey.
All right. And we need to let people know that you not only do great jobs on stage with a microphone, but you do a lot of things behind the scenes. It seems like, I don't know, your background was kind of a little troubling with, some of the situations you faced in life. Got a lot of curveballs, but you didn't let that bring you down. It seems like it's actually, I sense that you're a pretty appreciative kind of gal.
Yeah, I think that, like I said earlier, I mean, everyone is going to hit speed bumps in the road, and no one's life is perfect. It's easy to look at the outside picture and judge, but you never know what's going on behind closed doors. And, I am fortunately in such a wonderful place right now. I'm so happy, and I've said this all day, in interviews, that I have joy for the first time, I have joy. I have an amazing husband that is my best friend, and it makes a big difference when you marry your best friend.
Yep.
And that's what I think you're supposed to do. So we are so happy, and he is like that missing puzzle piece, and he came into my life, and now the puzzle makes sense.
I guess we got to say his name, Kyle, right? Shout out to Kyle.
Jacob. Yes.
Kyle Jacob. He actually is a pretty accomplished songwriter himself.
Yeah, he's a songwriter. He's been in Nashville for, several years writing, and he, has written many different things, and we actually wrote a song on the record, and the first time we met, we were writing the next day together.
No way, really?
Yeah, we wrote a song on my last album called One Last Time. Yeah, so that's wild to think about. We met the night before, and then we started writing the next morning together.
Well, I think that's called fate, don't you think?
Yeah, it was really wild. God just really placed him in my life at the exact time that I needed him to.
Okay, now you got 3 dogs in the house, too. How's he with the dogs?
Oh, he loves animals. I would never marry someone who didn't love animals.
Good for you.
But, but he loves them, and they can only sleep in the bed when he's not, if he's on the road.
Okay.
On songwriting treat. Don't tell him, because, he probably knows, but I let all the dogs sleep in the bed with me when he's gone, and then I have to Clorox all the sheets, and
well, don't worry, Kelly. Only 750,000 people are listening to this show.
Oh, yeah, I told on myself, didn't I?
Yeah.
What about that?
I don't think they'll hear it, but you know what? I think the dogs kind of know it too. They get to know the rules and everything, and it's kind of like
and
a little.
They love him. Animals have this human-like instincts where they can tell if you're good or bad.
Right.
And my dogs do that. Because mine are all 3 of them are they're very lovers. They're jealous of one another, though. They want to be the one that gets all the attention. So they're jealous of each other. But they are very, very loved. And if you ever come to our home, you definitely see that they run the house. They call the shots.
How did Fresh Step kind of partner up with you? I love the idea of having the sweater and the money going to benefit the ASPCA, but, we're talking cat litter, for goodness sake, so that's kind of an interesting connection for you.
Yeah. Well, they just really, Fresh Step approached me with the idea. After they told me what the idea was, I said, absolutely. If we can make this work, then I definitely want to be a part of it. And it's just a really fun project that I could work on the side, and I love that it goes to a good cause that is dear to my heart and to so many other people out there that are listening that are big cat lovers. And we're going to break that stereotype of the crazy cat ladies. I mean, I've said this before, I'm crazy, but it ain't because I like cats. And this sweater is really cute, and I love it. I'm wearing it, like I said, now. And
well, it's cute. It's also fashionable, too. I think that's that point, right?
You can wear it with jeans or leggings or shorts or whatever you want to wear it with, and or you can wear it as around the house, whatever.
I like it. Well, folks, just go to facebook.com/freshstep and be able to download a photo. They're going to give $1 for every photo that you post on that site, up to $100,000. That's going to go to the ASPCA, and the sweaters are $35. Come on, folks. We're doing it for the cats. And every single penny, as Kelly is saying, is going to go to the ASPCA.
Yes. And we're actually auctioning off the sweater that I have now that I've been wearing, along with 2 concert tickets and backstage meet and greets and a signed CD. And it's just really fun. Hopefully we're going to shine a light on all the cats and the cat lovers out there.
There's more cats in American homes than dogs, but I don't think cats have a good marketing agent like dogs do you?
Yeah, I don't know why that is. And that is one reason why we're doing this with Fresh Step, is to shine a light on the cats. And they really are such interesting creatures, and and so beautiful, and they have their own little character and personality, and I love they're so independent. Like I said, if you have a very busy schedule where, you know, you have to come home and let the dog out, well, you don't have to let the cat outside, you know.
No, yeah.
And they bathe themselves, so
they do.
You don't
they
have
do
to make a mess trying to clean them up.
Yeah, I get some hygiene tips from Zeke and Murphy all the time. You know, I just don't have that barbed tongue like they do. I have to use a washcloth.
That's how Pickles was. If I put lotion on, he'd lick it off.
Well, you know, in your Idol days, you said earlier that you have folks that are family, that are friends, that they just may not have had a same genetic pool as you, but they're friends. And I realized, you know, you came out of American Idol. That was a pretty amazing class you were in. You know, you had a lot of famous people in that group that made to the top 6 that you're still friends with. You want to shout out some of their names?
Well, I mean, Catherine McPhee, for one, is a friend of mine, and we were on, Idol the same season and roommates, and we just built a beautiful friendship, and we still keep in contact.
Weren't you her bridesmaid? Weren't you in her bride?
I was one of her bridesmaids in her wedding, and she's so sweet, and she's so beautiful, and I could not think of a more deserving person than Kat. Kat, I call her Kat instead of Catherine. Oh. But I could not think of a more deserving person than Kat for, you know, all the great things that's going on in her life. You know, my best friend is the same person that I had before I even got in line for American Idol. I still have my 2 closest friends, Jenny and Summer, and I have another Summer, and I have 2 Summers, double the Summers. Cool. Yeah, and actually my friend Megan is out on the road with me right now. We met in college, and, you know, I've been able to maintain a beautiful friendship with people that have always been a part of my life, and long before Idol started. So that's really great.
And you kind of grew up being, I guess, you heard country from the very beginning, and there was something I understand that you had a choice between on one of your young birthdays, a TV or a radio, and you picked a radio because you wanted to listen to country music?
Yeah, I was 8 years old. It's for my 8th birthday, and that's when I got my first radio and my George Strait cassette. Yeah, I'm still trying to find that cassette. I know that I have it somewhere. I've been looking for it actually in the attic while I'm home, whenever I get the chance to do that. Mm-hmm. But listen, there's nothing in the world that I've ever wanted to do more than be on country radio. That's the only thing that, you know, I really grew up listening to, and I'm just so passionate about it, and that's just the world that I wanted to be a part of, and to be in Nashville with other people that have the same passion, songwriting and singing and performing, and just the love of country music. It's so great to be around people like that.
Well, Dolly Parton, I know, is someone that's been a very, very powerful influence on your life, and you did get to finally meet her. So tell us about maybe the impact Dolly has had on your life and on your musical career.
Well, I would definitely say, you know, as a kid growing up, I didn't want to be anybody else. I wanted to, if anything, I wanted to grow up and be like my grandma. I wanted people to look at me, and when they look in my eyes, they see my grandma. But I want, as far as a profession, a career goes, I wanted to do what Dolly Parton does. I want to sing country music. You know, I said this earlier, my life's a country song, and there's no reason why I shouldn't sing about it.
And she's been through a lot of, what you call them, speed bumps in the road, too,
yeah,
right?
I mean, yeah, she has that rags to riches story that, you know, gives people hope. You know, there's more people out there that are hurting than not, and she gives hope to those people, I think, with her music and just her attitude and the way she carries herself so gracefully. And so I've always had a great respect for her, as well as Loretta Lynn and Kitty Wells and Tammy Wynette. They all have, you know, their story to tell, and I'm so glad that they tell their story in a song.
Well, you do a shout-out to Tammy Wynette, don't you, in one of your songs?
I do. The first track on the record is called Where's Tammy Wynette, and I love it because right off the bat, you know, you're about to listen to a country record.
There you go. There you go. Now, you left the States to go to places. I mean, these aren't top spots for vacation destinations, but talk about the USO tours to Afghanistan and Iraq.
Yeah, well, I do work with the USO, and we try to plan a trip overseas every year. And you know, we've been to Iraq, Afghanistan, and all those other places, and, you know, try to take a little piece of home to the men and women serving our country. And let them know that we love them and we're praying for them, and just take them a little piece of home. So I love working with them. We're in the middle of trying to plan another USO trip now, and we'll keep doing them as long as they're over there.
Anything that surprised you about Iran or Iraq, or just something from there that you just
everything. It's a completely different culture. It's a completely different lifestyle than what we as Americans live here in the States. It's so different. Everything. As soon as you step foot off that plane, you're in a different world. And it's really, really wild. I am so glad to be an American. I don't want to live anywhere else but here.
Well, I think this is a good place, and we're glad you're here. We're speaking with Kellie Pickler. She's here on the Oh Behave show. She's trying to help raise money and awareness for cats everywhere, teaming up with Fresh Step Litter. You can go buy one of the sweaters, $35. It's a designer sweater, really nice. Got to feature a cat and a banjo, right, Kellie?
Yes, ma'am.
And how do they get their paws on this?
That's cute. Go to Fresh Step's Facebook page, and all the details are there, and you can click on the link that they have on their Fresh Step Facebook page, and it'll take you directly to the cat sweater and how you can get it, and it'll give you all the details. It's so simple. It's so easy, and if I can do it, anybody can do it, because I'm the most electronically ignorant person that there is. I know how to check my email and tweet, and that's about it.
You've got a pretty nifty website. It's easy, folks. KelliePickler.com. I went on it, and I was like, oh, my gosh, she's everywhere. You've got good organization skills, because it is very well designed. It shows where your next concert dates are. People get a little sneak peek at some of the music videos, and your third album, 100 Proof, is out. We got to get people out and buying this, because it's got some really great stories on there, folks, that are coming from the heart from Kellie. We're delighted you've been a guest. Everybody go check out her new album. It's called 100 Proof. And go to her website, KelliePickler.com, to find out where her show dates are. Hopefully you can catch one of her concerts coming up. She's all over the globe. Seriously, she's helping people and pets in many, many ways. And we're very glad that she could be a guest on our show.
Perfect.
Perfect. All right, pause up, girl. You're great. We also want to do a big pause up to my producer, Mark Winter. He's got a little country singing in him, too. He produces records and all, and he makes this show happen each and every week. So I want you to all dash over to the Pet Life Radio website. We got a whole slate of great shows. So until next time, this is your flea-free host, Arden Moore, delivering just 2 words to all you 2, 3, and 4-leggers out there. Oh, behave.
Coast to coast and around the world, it's Oh Behave with Arden Moore. Find out why cats and dogs do the things they do, and get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get great tail-wagging pet tips and have a fur-flying fun time. Oh Behave with America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore. Every week on demand. This is the place for a special paparazzi treat. Only on PetLifeRadio.com.